school kids. It's so good to see you again this week. I'm so excited today to tell you about the story of Paul. I love the story of Paul because it's a story about how it's never too late. It's never too late to take a different road in life. It's never too late to try to be a better person. And it's never too late to turn your heart to God and Jesus. So I have this book. I don't want to be too late to get to it because it seems that every week something happens and I can't get to my story. But not this week. So this week I have this book about Paul. It's actually called Saul's Surprise because Paul actually started out as a very different man. He started out as Saul. So I'd like to read it to you. These big pictures. Okay. There are things in here that I didn't see before. Letters addressed to Vito. This one says, "Thank you, Vito, for fixing my doll carriage. Hope we can play together soon. Patty Parasite?" Why would a parasite have a doll carriage? Vito? Okay, another letter addressed to Vito. "Hey Vito, the song we put together was a success. Thanks for fixing our microphone. The Bacteria Boys?" What? Okay. Wow. Vito's getting a lot of mail. "Dear Vito, your meal of dead leaves was great. We have a compost pie waiting for you when you'd like. Fiona Fungus." Wow, Vito's a good neighbor. He's doing a lot. Whoa. This is a big one. Vito, addressed to Vito again. I'm kind of scared to open it. "Vito, come home now." The general? The general? Wait, what's that? What's that noise I'm hearing? What?
Vito, stop, boy, stop!
A general illness, isn't it?
General illness here. 5-star general and 5-star father to Vito and Vinny. Infecting as many as I can all day, every day. And who might you be?
Well, I'm Super D.
Super D? The Super D? The one that's been putting crazy ideas into my boy's head?
Yeah, what have you done, Super D?
That's enough out of you, Vinny.
I'm not quite sure what you guys are talking about, but if you're talking about Christianity, it's not a crazy idea. In fact, it's a really good idea. Loving your neighbor and loving Jesus, what's not to love?
Well, Super D, all of that is nonsense. Vito used to be one fine virus, if I might say. He could infect people by the dozens. Runny noses, coughs, sneezes, the whole likes, and now you have ruined my boy.
Yeah, you tell him, General.
Pipe down, Vinny!
Listen, you should be proud of him. He's been helping people. Patty Parasite, the Fungus family, Bacteria Boys, he helped all of them. You know, maybe you should take a look at this. This might be able to tell you a little bit more about what your son has learned. The Bible.
What is this nonsense I see?
It could teach you a thing or two.
Stay away from my boy. I'm ready to take him home now. Vito, I see you.
General, sir, I don't want to go home. I'm becoming a Christian. I'm loving others, and doing that helps me and it helps them.
Well, who do you think you are, Vito? A young virus with no experience, trying to teach an old virus like me?
General, no disrespect, and I'm not Jesus, but when Jesus was only 12 years old, he was teaching people a lot older than he was. It's in that Bible book.
That Bible? That's nonsense. Pure and utter nonsense.
General Illness, if you don't mind me saying, there's a lot that you could learn. There's a lot that this book can teach you. In fact, there was a man that absolutely hated Christians. In fact, his goal was to kill as many as possible. But through an extraordinary circumstance, his mind was changed and became one of Jesus' followers. Let's watch.
If we have to, I guess I'll take a look at this nonsense.
The Miracle of Mercy. Paul. This is Saul. Saul was a Pharisee who hated the followers of Jesus so much that he would hunt them down to be brought to trial in Jerusalem. And he would even seek to murder them. Saul was uttering threats with every breath, and he was eager to kill the Lord's followers. So he went to the high priest. He asked him to write a letter to the Jews in Damascus that would allow him to arrest any Christians he found there. He wanted to bring them, both men and women, back to Jerusalem in chains. Now Saul went on his way. And as he came near Damascus, a light from heaven flashed around him, and he heard a voice that said, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Saul cried out, "Who are you, Lord?" And the voice said, "I am Jesus. Rise and go into the city, and you will be told what to do." So Saul got up and he opened his eyes, but he couldn't see anything. So the men who were with Saul led him into the city. After 3 days, a man named Ananias came to Saul. He put his hands on Saul, and immediately Saul could see again. And with that, Saul became a follower of Jesus. He became the very thing he had tried to hunt. And he immediately began telling people that Jesus is the Son of God, and he taught them about the mercy of God that he had received. And all who heard him were amazed. He then went by a new name, Paul, as he began preaching not just to the Jewish people, but to everyone.
You see, General, everyone can choose to take a different path. Vito chose to be a Christian. You could too.
That's nonsense. I've heard enough. Good day to you, sir.
Just wait and see. God's power can be amazing.
Vito, it's time to come home, boy. Where did you go now?
Oh, wow. Okay, Sunday school kids, something tells me you already heard the story of Paul. What? Oh my gosh, what is that? Anyway, I've got to go. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you all next time. Thanks.